Hello Internet, it is John Bunday, and today I'm going to show you something a bit different because this is something that I've actually been working on. Something I've put more hours than I care to admit to into developing. So I've spoken before about the game Lunar, the Silver Star Story. It is a JRPG that was never released in PAL territories and was only localized in America. So we never got it over here, which is a crying shame. There are a couple of repro companies who have converted to work in PAL and then are selling it. So what I'm holding here is one of those. I've ordered from two different repro companies. I've ordered a copy of this game, but then I went and made my own. So the idea being there's also a fan patch which makes various changes that were done to undo what was done in localization. In other words, if there was a pentagram that was taken out, there was also some improvements done, like adding both upper and lowercase in the text, rather than being all caps. Things like that. So let's take a look, and I'll show you the two repros that I have and the one I've made to see why I'm trying to make it the definitive version of the game. So I've got my Mega CD here. Make sure the driver's popped out. So this one first. I don't know if my hand is blocking it too much. Now this one I've had a lot of trouble with getting it to run. It probably helps if I have a controller plugged in as well. So the console is trying to read the disc. Press start button. So that boots up correctly. Now, it should kick in the intro cutscene. Which isn't happening. It's just a black screen. And I don't know if you're picking it up or not. Well, if the phone is picking up or not, but there's kind of like a little scratching sound on the disc, like screeching. So it's struck, and it's no longer flashing to say it's reading data. So we're not getting the intro cutscene. And I found with my own testing of making my own version of this that it was due to how the game was patched. Anyway, so we're not getting anything from this. I've never got it to run. It will run though if you put this disc into the PC and run it from an emulator, so it will work then. But I did find that a lot of the music tracks just didn't work properly. They just were inaudible is not the right word. It was just like static. So I don't know if that's because my Mega CD has maybe like scratched it, or if it was just a bad pressing. But either way, you know, the game is not working on my console. Okay, next we will try the second one. Hopefully that's okay. Okay, press start button. Okay, so we've got the opening names. title cards. Is that the right phrase? And having the same problem as before. Now then, when I tested this on my PC, the music wasn't altered to run at 50 hertz. So in other words, the music would finish before the cutscene did, and if there was like talking, it wouldn't sync up with the lip movement. But to be fair, that might not be perfect because I don't know how much time working designers put into altering the cutscenes themselves to try and line up the speech patterns. But anyway, that's clearly all right. So, disc out. Can't see like particularly any damage to the disc, so that's why for the longest time I thought there was actually a fault with my console. Now, sorry. This is one that I have personally made. So this is on a verbatim burned disc. Nothing special about that in and of itself. Title cards again. Now for the moment of truth. There you go. So, for those curious, editing the music, you're not actually necessarily slowing down the speed of it, because otherwise it makes the vocals, make really weird. It makes them really weird, because it's like they've got a very slurred speech. So what you do instead is to actually change the tempo of the tracks instead. This was also altered, as in music for this, otherwise it would finish too quickly. Actually, sorry, the one I've burnt, I hadn't altered that, but the one that I've put online has. So that did finish too quickly, but below in the description of this video is a link to archive.org, which includes that. So just FYI. Anyway, start. So this music has not been altered because it doesn't need to be. And also the text was all caps before, which has now got upper and lowercase. But the reason why I didn't alter it, even though that seems to be a bit of a cutscene, is because now it's waiting for you to actually press a button to continue. So there's nothing to sync up there. So press A, but then the next bit of music, we do need to alter. So it is, I think, synced very well now, but I stress that I don't think Working Designs would have altered the actual cutscenes, the lip movements. But the fact that the voiceover starts when the mouth starts moving, to me it means it's lined up and it went to the very end. So it's now the correct length. So, but yeah, this is what I've been working on. Initially I started trying to get this to work with the sequel, but that's a lot tougher, and I realised, well, I wouldn't play the sequel before the original, so I should probably get that one sorted, and it'll be an easier job to make it ease me into trying to do these kind of hacks. But yeah, so like I said, there's a link in the description if you want to give it a try on archive.org. So for all you PAL Mega CD owners, you can now play this. So I hope you've enjoyed the look at the different repros that I got and my ramblings about making a hack to a game. So catch you all next time.